Scientists have warned that staying awake after midnight may be risky, pointing to strong evidence that the human brain operates differently during nighttime hours. These scientific findings are becoming increasingly compelling. A paper published in the journal Frontiers in Network Psychology, titled The Mind After Midnight, suggests that the human body and brain follow a 24-hour cycle that deeply influences emotions and behavior. Researchers note that after midnight, the mind becomes more prone to negative thoughts and risky impulses due to natural circadian biological rhythm changes. According to Science Alert, scientists have observed that people tend to focus more on negative emotions, find dangerous ideas more appealing, and experience reduced self-control after midnight. These behavioral shifts are directly linked to the internal biological clock, the circadian rhythm, which regulates sleep, mood, and cognitive functions. Dr. Elizabeth Clerman, a neurologist at Harvard University and one of the study's authors, emphasized the importance of the issue in her statement to Science Alert. There are millions of people awake in the middle of the night, and there's quite strong evidence that their brains are not working as well as they do during the day. Their health and safety, and the safety of others, are affected. That's why I strongly emphasize the need for further research. Researchers also remind us that, from an evolutionary standpoint, humans are diurnal creatures. Humanity evolved to adapt to daytime activities such as hunting and gathering, while night has long been associated with danger. As a result, the human brain evolved to stay more alert to potential threats in the dark for survival. However, in the modern world, this heightened alertness can distort perception and, when combined with sleep deprivation, can increase negative emotions and risky behaviors. The hypothesis defines this as a shifted reward/motivation system. In other words, the brain reacts more strongly to negative stimuli while rational control weakens. Researchers warn that when sleep deprivation is added to this state, serious impairments in decision-making and emotional balance can occur. To illustrate their findings, scientists cite two examples. In the first, a heroin addict who can resist cravings during the day gives in to them at night. In the second, a sleep-deprived university student gradually succumbs to feelings of loneliness and hopelessness, leading to suicidal thoughts. Studies show that the risk of suicide between midnight and 6 a.m. is roughly 3 times higher than during other hours of the day. A 2020 study linked this to circadian rhythm misalignment, identifying nighttime wakefulness as a suicide risk factor. The authors of the hypothesis wrote, "A suicidal thought that would not occur during the day emerges at night as an escape from loneliness and pain. The person becomes ready to act before thinking through the consequences, and often there's no one awake to stop them." Additionally, the use of illegal substances tends to increase during nighttime hours. A 2020 study conducted at a supervised drug consumption center in Brazil found that opioid overdose deaths were 4.7 times higher at night. Researchers believe these behaviors cannot be explained solely by darkness or accumulated sleep loss. Unique neurological changes specific to nighttime may also play a major role. Scientists emphasize the need for more research into how sleep deprivation and circadian timing affect reward processing and decision-making, especially among people who work night shifts, such as pilots and healthcare professionals. At the same time, they acknowledge that much about how the human brain functions at late hours remains unknown. Clerman and her team concluded, for roughly a quarter of the day, whether asleep or awake, how the human mind operates remains a mystery.